of product frame where we're basically going to review different tech products, and today's episode is about QR codes. So, real quick, a little history. Basically, QR codes is it was invented in the 90s in Japan as a better kind of alternate to a barcode or a UPC code. And basically, what it is it's an encoded link. So, this is generated from like a URL link, and it's easier to scan because any phone now, like your iPhone, you just hold up to the code and it'll find the URL, identify it, and kind of link it. So it kind of has some popularity because it's easier way to link to content. So like imagine like printed on a poster, printed on a card. You could link it to kind of dynamic. You could link it to a video, link it to a form, and basically one of my friends the other day was trying to make a kind of flyer he was going to distribute. And I said, well, why don't we try a QR code? Because then you could get some data on, how many people are scanning it, where they're scanning it, things like this. And so he basically created a QR code that was linked to a form to collect emails. So I looked at a few different tools, right? Like how do we generate one of these? And I found, I think the simplest to use one we're going to look at is this one QR code generator. So let's like try it out real quick. Basically, like I said, a QR code, basically you generate it by putting in a URL. So like let's put in CNN, and then over here on the right here, it's generating this from CNN.com. So it's encoding this into this, so that if I hold my phone up to it, it'll go to CNN. And they add, on the right here, there's a few options. Like you can pick your frame, so you can pick like, do I want it to say scan me or not? It's like a kind of call to action over here to say like, uh, you know, scan me, something like this. And then you can change the kind of appearance of the code a little bit. And also some colors here. And then you can download it. So you could like download it, put it in one of your documents, or, download as a vector to put into your design document or something like this. So this is kind of the simplest version of it, where you put in a URL, it generates this code, and then you could use the code anywhere. And you can see here they have a few other kind of use cases that built in where you can, link it to an email. So this would be like you scan it and it opens an email, or you scan it, it sends a text. Or here's an interesting one: you scan this code and it automatically would open up a Wi-Fi connection for you, so you wouldn't have to. Like at a cafe, they could have a QR code that you scan and it automatically signs you up for Wi-Fi. So, these are kind of the free options here that they offer, and they're listing some use cases here, like, oh look, I could put it on packaging, I could put it on a real estate sign. So, it's pretty useful, like an easy way to link. I think that you know people kind of recognize these now. It looks kind of techy, right, to have one of these on your somewhere, and you have to like think about that as far as like, is it annoying to have QR codes everywhere, and like where should I actually use it, and like how could I use it? I think the main uses for it are kind of marketing or tracking, right? Like you could use it to track things like inventory or like orders, or you could use it to give more information about a product, like uh, you know, on the tag here, scan it and it pulls up like a 3D model. It pulls up like a video of the product. So that's kind of the basic version of it, and then we're gonna look real quick at their pro version of the same software. So um, basically, they offer this free generator, and then if you pay $12 per month ish, you can get a kind of management dashboard here where it has other things like you can generate hundreds of the codes, and you can track the number of scans, and you can look at analytics. So I went ahead and created a pro account so we can look at it. So this is kind of their dashboard. It's got this like pop-out menu. We got like the basic drop-down stuff here, help center, log out, things like this. I don't know what that did. And so here I basically created one already. So pretty easy. The main action here is you're creating a code, right? So clicking this, it's showing me like asking me what type do I want. So this is the same thing as in the free one where it's saying, do I want to link a video? Do I want to link a business page, website? And like what's unique about the pro version is that the basic version only let me do a few things like a URL or text, whereas the pro version lets me do things like upload a PDF, or it creates like a custom page that it's linking to. And so you can see here like what it's really doing is it's uploading your content and then it's creating a URL that's then redirecting to your content. So every time they scan, it's hitting this link, which lets them collect analytics like how many scans, and then it's going to your content. So so like something like this where you could see how many, because they're tracking the number of scans, you see like how many scans over time, the type of device being used, and also like the country and city, things like this. So pretty interesting, right? It's kind of like a locator link, a universal like locator link to see how many people are scanning it. So what I don't know what everybody thinks of this. Maybe leave a comment if you have an opinion on whether QR codes are good or not. I think this is a pretty interesting use case for it, and I think it's pretty awesome that you can get analytics off of it. And it's a pretty simple product. I think it's basically generating a code, tracking it, and then putting it onto a printable poster or a sticker or something. And so like I think what they haven't done here is they haven't really shown me how to export it. Like how do I print it out, or how should I lay it out on my document? It's not really helping me with that. It's kind of helping me create the link and upload the content and showing me like a few ways to use it, but it's not like telling me the best way to use it, or like it's not, it's a pretty open-ended tool. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I think QR codes, they're a little bit goofy. They're a little bit techy. I think for some brands it makes sense to use one. I think it's a pretty useful, simple, way to connect people in the physical world to digital information. And I think, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like.